Hi everyone, and welcome to a book review for Blackout by Mira Grant. So, for those of you who may not know, Mira Grant is a pen name for Senan McGuire. I know that her, like the Wayward Children series is really popular right now, at least, but people absolutely love it. This is my first experience, or reading this series is my first experience reading anything by Senan McGuire. Again, Mira Grant is the pen name for Senan McGuire. So, because Mira Grant is the one that's used for this series, that's the author name I will refer to as Mira Grant. So this is the third book, Blackout. As you can see, it says number 3 right there. This is the third book in the Newsflesh series. It's a science fiction horror type novel. It depends. So as far as the horror goes, I would say it depends on how you feel about zombies, if they're scary or not. Living in this type of a world can be definitely scary, so I can definitely see where the horror would arise from that. So basically what has happened in this series is we have advanced so much in medicine that we are able to cure the common cold and cure all cancers and pretty much everything. However, it's created kind of like the super virus or super bug, so that when you die, you have a high likely, especially when you're over a certain weight threshold, which is like 60 grams or pounds or something like that. Anyway, you have a high likelihood of what's called reanimation, which means you rise from the dead as a zombie, a flesh-eating zombie. The only way to kill the zombie is a bullet to the head. So, just headshots. If you're looking to create a wave of zombies to try and kill people, then you would be looking more for chest wounds, stomach shots, letting people bleed out, or being bitten, spit upon, scratched by an infected zombie. So we are following, in the first book, mostly Sean and Georgia Mason. You know them as a brother and sister pair. They work for this news agency, and their goal in life is to, or with their job, is to get the truth of the virus out there. They get hired on by this presidential campaign. Is it Ryman? President Ryman? Or is he the vice president? Anyway, it doesn't matter. They follow the campaign, and things just start to hit the fan. And they see people can get what's called a reservoir for this bug, which is called the Callus amberley, and it just kind of sits in one part of their body. So in Georgia's case, it's in her eyes. The virus is active in her eyes, but it's not spreading to the rest of her body. Anyway, so they go on this trail. Of course, people die, people betray one another, and things like that. So you think you know people, and then they can betray you, which is very kind of sad. So anyway, this is the third book in this series. I think this was intended originally as just a trilogy. The way this ended was actually rather satisfying. You don't know exactly what has happened with some of the characters, but it ended in such a way that it's like it's the end of a series. However, there is a fourth book, and it's called Feedback. So at some point I'll be getting to that, hopefully sooner rather than later. And then there's some new novellas and stuff that I'll be getting to. But it'll be interesting to see how the fourth book carries on, and if it'll be following different characters. And I don't know. I don't know exactly. It's just that this just ended in a very nice way, and I'm surprised that there is an additional book. But we'll see. Who knows? I have no idea what it's gonna do. But yeah, so this is the third one. Of course, you have conspiracies. You have people that are part of the government that are corrupt, and people that are part of the government that fake being corrupt when they're really faking out the corrupt people of the government. So they're really good guys, if that just kind of made sense. So you have good guys that have, let me see if I can explain that better. You have good guys who are faking out the corrupt people by acting corrupt when they're really not corrupt, if that makes sense. One thing that's more of a real thing in this series is cloning. I remember, God, was I in junior high when they talked about cloning a sheep or something, but it's very much a real thing, or can be a real thing in here, and it does allude to that. And it talks about, I guess there's some controversy of if it really is ethical or unethical, and all of that, and probably part of it is why they're trying to clone a human being and the reasons behind it, if that makes it more ethical or more unethical, whatever your stance is on that. But I mean, yeah. So, and it's just like, it's like that we kind of, that you see like with the coronavirus right now, and even with the flu is a better example of this, because each year when they come out with the flu shots, there's usually another strain or a different strain, and so they kind of have to readapt the flu shots, I guess. That's my understanding of it. But this, like any virus, just kind of adapts and gets more or less deadly with each time it tries to adapt and stuff. But you don't get a lot into that. It's kind of alluded to every now and then, but very lightly, but you don't get a lot onto that. But if you do follow medical stuff, you will know that's what it's alluding to and stuff. Anyway, so, but yeah, I do recommend, I gave this book 4 stars. I've given every book in this series 4 stars. This one would be on the lower end of the 4-star. I did find it mostly slow. There were a few action spots that it did kind of pick up, but there were times I was just like, oh, I just want this book to end. So, but overall with how it ended and everything tied up, I did raise it to a 4-star, but it's probably more like a 3.75, but I'm just going to round up to a 4-star. So, but I liked it. I do like this tagline, when will you rise? It's like you as a society. So that's the thing with Georgia and Sean, and the other people that they work with who are in this news agency. They try to get the truth out there. And some people are so afraid and they are so quick to believe everything that the government says that they may not believe everything that the news agency says. Sometimes there's people in the news agencies who turn corrupt and try to lead people away. And so it's trying to find what you believe, and if you're going to stand with what you know to be the truth and what you're going to do about it, kind of. So that's kind of the basis behind it, I would say, the ultimate underlying lesson, if you want to call it that. But yeah, so ultimately a 4-star. I am looking forward to reading the 4th book, so which is, I have on my TBR cart feedback. But we'll see, because I'm a little more nervous about that because this ended so well. Just kind of tied up where you know that the series is complete. So I don't know. We'll see. So if that 4th one is necessary or not. But yeah, so that's going to be Blackout. Again, the 3rd book in the Newsflesh series by Mira Grant, aka Senan McGuire. So that's it for this one. So until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.